Hi, I'm Ryan from Educate.me, and today I'm going to show you how to get started using Loom, the screencasting software that is free for all the features for teachers. You might have heard of Loom. You might be using something like Screencastify for your recordings. Loom is totally free for educators to use in their classroom. And I like one other feature of it that Screencastify doesn't have, and that is Loom has an application that you can run on your computer and gives you a lot more recording capabilities that you can't do within the browser. Today we're going to look at using both the Chrome extension to record within the browser and the application that can record things in the browser or outside of the browser. Once you get signed into Loom, you have the option to download the application or the Chrome extension. We're going to start off with the Chrome extension. And you install the Chrome extension like every other Chrome extension. Add to Chrome. When you add an extension, it pops up for a second and then you have to pin it. Loom is pretty nice because it'll tell you, hey, the extension's installed. You just have to pin it so it'll show up in your toolbar. In your toolbar. In your toolbar. So let's go through here. There's Loom for Chrome. We'll pin it. And now we have the Loom logo in our toolbar. I'm just going to drag it over to the left so we can use it. Get rid of that checklist. So to start recording with Loom in the browser, click on it, and the first time we have to give it access to our camera and the microphone. Yes, we're going to allow both. And because I'm on a Mac, it's asked for other permissions to make sure you know that the application is going to have access to your camera and microphone. Now, it pops up the settings. See, it's picking up my voice, pulling it from the default microphone and the FaceTime camera, and you can see my little box down there. Feature of using in the Chrome extension, I cannot drag my little window outside of the window of the Chrome because that's just a limitation. I can change the size. Whoa! Don't think we need anything that big. We'll go back to the small size. We can play around with backgrounds. We don't want to get too fancy yet. So we can record the full desktop, or we can just record the current tab. We'll record the full desktop. So all I did was clicked on this, the icon. This popped up. I can check my camera. I can turn off my camera if I want. I can only do my camera if I want, but we want to do both. Now on the Mac, I have to open System Preferences to let Google Chrome have the access to record this screen. And also, right now, you need administrator access. And then we have to quit and reopen because Apple has really added a lot of security to the operating system, and it kind of makes things a little bit of a pain to jump through. So now let's go through and start up our new recording. Screen and camera, full desktop, start recording. I want to record the entire screen. We can record the window, and we still have the security and privacy window open, or you can just record a particular tab. As you're starting off doing screencasts, I recommend just do the entire screen. That way you know you're not missing anything. I've been recording or presenting just a tab, and then I'll open up a link from that tab to another one, but it's still recording the original tab, not the other one, and I'll be talking along, and then somebody will say, hey, you didn't switch windows. So starting out, just record the whole screen. So click on that and hit share. Now I'm recording my screencast. So I can talk about going through, we're going to create a new Google document. It's recording my voice and my camera. This box right here can get annoying. That is sharing your screen, so you can hide that, get rid of it. And I can demonstrate something in Google Docs. Now while I'm recording, I can hide all of these with the 3 dots. I can stop the recording. I can pause it, which is great when you're recording something without the class there and you realize, oh, I need to have this set up first. I can pause it, set it up, and then I can resume. Or I can finish the recording. If I hit this cancel, it's just going to stop it and not save anything. You're going to want to hit the check most of the time. So I'm going to hit the check. And there's my great recording. And I can play it. And we don't have sound because of the way I'm recording this screen from another screen, because trying to record a screen of you recording a screen can get dicey. But you can watch my whole videos going right there. We have all sorts of different options there. There's a transcript, which is really nice. Most of these, the video settings, I'm not going to mess around with those. You can trim the video. So if there's parts at the beginning and at the end that you want to condense, cut off, you can trim that video down. But the video editing is not as in-depth as if you would load it into iMovie or my favorite under Windows, DaVinci Resolve. But once you're done recording, I can copy the video link and share that with anybody. When I'm doing little recordings for people at school, say somebody has a question on how to do this, I'll start up Loom so I can quickly record, and I'll get this video link that I can paste directly into an email message. I don't have to worry about uploading. I don't have to worry about locating it in my Google Drive. Screencastify, you can save it directly to Google Drive, but then you have to, it's not as nice as just being able to say, video link copied. We're ready to roll. I can share that with anybody. I can change the permissions so I can share it with different people. Usually I just leave it, anyone with the link can view. They'll need the link. It's not like they can search for it and find that video. That's usually, and you don't have to worry about dealing with a bunch of permissions. So I recorded all this with the Chrome extension. Works great. It's pretty easy to do. And you can see my great recording here. And there's all my recording, but you see, you lose my window recording of my nice, lovely face when you're using the extension. See, it's missing until the page finishes loading, and then it can put it up on the page. So that's kind of annoying, and it's stuck in that window. I can't move it off to the side. So let's see what the app is like. So I'm going to download the desktop app. I'm going to close these extra windows, these extra tabs, because I do not need those. And there is the Loom app. Open that up. On the Mac, we just drag it over and install it. Under Windows, you'll click through the install wizard, hit next, 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 and you'll be good to go. Eject that disk image, get it out of the way. And we'll open it. There's some Mac OS security. And now Loom's asking for permissions. We'll sign in. Now use the sign in with Google. And now again, not just in case you needed to go through. And we have to give it access to our camera because we're under the Mac. And it's nice that it walks you through giving permission for everything. And we have to finally give a permission to record our screen. Just like we had to give permission to Chrome to record our screen so the extension would work. Any screencasting software that you use on the Mac is going to ask you for all of these permissions. Windows won't ask you nearly as many. Now that we did all that, it's going to go through and it has to restart after you give it permission. So it's going through to make sure it has all of the permissions it needs. This looks almost exactly like the Chrome extension, same options, but I can drag this anywhere I want. well, it's not going to take it down on the toolbar, but it's not it's not confined to my Chrome window, which is kind of nice. Same options that are in the extension, except that one, because that one's not in the extension. You can bring your webcam up full screen to record and then bring it back down to the center, which is really nice. And you can switch between your avatar, and this is the training user, so it's get that great T. That one's not as useful, but I could see this being pretty useful while you're recording. Now, another nice feature, I'm just going to start recording so we can see these. So we're going to record the screen and camera, full screen, start recording. Yes. So now that it's recording, and now that it will be recording, I have access to these draw tools. These are the same as we had before. They didn't call it restart, they called it cancel the recording, so you could then restart it. I can pause while I'm doing it. I can also trash. This will stop the recording. But we also have these draw tools that we did not have, which is basically a little marker that we can write on the screen, and it'll show up in the screen recording. So we don't have that in the extension, which is pretty nice. And all I'm doing is mousing over to that side so I can pull those tools up. Pretty cool. And you can adjust the size. I guess I should try that out. Don't know why you would ever need that big of a marker, but maybe you do. Maybe you do. You be you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And then when we're done, we hit the stop recording. Now, one downside of Loom is it records it by sending the video up to Loom's server as you record it. So it makes it a little nicer because I can share this right away. I don't have to worry about it uploading. But if you're on some sketchy internet or you're on maybe a cell phone hotspot, it's not going to work that well for you. And in those cases, I would use something else. But most of the time, if you're working at school, it'll be fine. So there you can watch my video. Watch me, here's the drawing of it. So you can draw right on it. I can share this right away. Call to action and thumbnails, you're not going to worry about those because you're not going to be doing a lot with it. You can also add a description. It's pretty nice. But that's all there is to it to record, whether you're using the extension or the app. Once you get through the initial setup, which can be tedious under Mac OS, you just hit start recording. So that's my video for today. Hopefully it helps you get started with using Loom. If you do like this video, hit the like button down below. And also be sure to check out my website over at educate.me. Stay classy.